Hello and welcome. My name is Manga, and this is a continuation of the C++ programming course. So in this video I'll try to explain what happens during the compilation. So it is known as the compilation process. I know it can be a little confusing, but then it will start clicking as you read the book and watch this video maybe twice if it doesn't make much sense, and ask me in my inbox if it still doesn't. So the compilation process goes like this, just to illustrate. So you have the source code, and source code is something that looks like this, and you have a source code somewhere here. So the source code is entered with the text editor, and how does it become executable? How does it become a program, something that can learn, whether it be popping up on the screen or maybe even a VLC that you are using to view this video, or whatever media player you're using. So if it was made in C++, the VLC or the software, it probably went through these three major stages that are, first of all, there's the preprocessor stage, there's the compilation stage, and then there's the linking stage. So the first of all, as I said, you have a source code. Remember, source code is something like this. Then the source code itself has to meet the preprocessor. So when you click compile, right, even though it just says compile, but there are a lot of things that are happening. So when you click compile, first of all, the preprocessor will look for this pound symbol. It looks for a line that starts with a pound symbol. Why does it do that? Because it has to add some things into our code. So it have to add some code that we didn't write in our code. Yeah, so in this case we are adding this IO stream, or the input output stream. So this is just a file. It is just a file that is somewhere on your computer. You don't have to know where it is, and that file itself looks like this. It is a little scary, and you don't have to know what is in the IO stream unless you are trying to do some very low level stuff, but you don't have to know. It's not necessary. But then now the source code itself, the preprocessor, I mean, it looks for a line that has this pound symbol so that it can add the code that we just saw there, add the code, in our source code, I should say. And after that, the preprocessor will have the modified source code. Why is it modified? Because it adds some things. It adds the references. Now it references the code that is coming in from another file. After that, the modified source code meets the compiler. So the compiler is the one that translates it now from the source code, which is kind of English-like, now to become object code. So object code is a little low level. By low level, I mean it is very kind of abstract to most humans. Can't make sense of this. Now the compiler translates it. Now it translates it to something that a computer can understand, but the computer can't run this. It can't execute this. It still needs the linker to link some other runtime libraries. So the runtime libraries contain hardware specific stuff, or some other things that you don't even have to you don't have to write yourself. So hardware specific, like the computer that you are using, the input, the output, it's different. So it has to add those runtime libraries into our code. So the linker adds those runtime libraries so that it can now become an executable code. And executable code, that's now something that you can see on your computer. Maybe as so far you can see the hello world, that's now executable. And the process itself starts with the source code, then the preprocessor modifies the source code to add some stuff here, then the compiler compiles, or I can say converts it or translates it into something that's known as object code. But the object code itself still can't run on a computer. It still needs some runtime libraries. So those runtime libraries helps them to make this object code to be now runnable, so that it can be able to run on a computer. It can now become executable. So that is the compilation process at a glance, and I'll send the PDF for this, and I'll share with you the books where you can read more if you want. But so far, this is the compilation process. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.